Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Squid Peg and today I'm going to be talking about daily sketching for creative inspiration. So let's get started. I did a video at the beginning of 2024 that was going over my goals for the year. And every year I do a monthly artistic challenge for myself. This year I chose to do a tutorial or a course that was taught by another artist every month. So for the month of January, I chose a course that I purchased on Domestika that is by Sori Kim, and it is called Daily Sketching for Creative Inspiration. Now I purchased this course more than a year ago. I'm actually not sure exactly when I purchased it, but it was a while ago. And of course I've watched it probably 3 times. Every time I watch it, I get a little bit more inspiration, a little new nugget of information, or like a tip or a technique to try. And I really love going through it because she shares just so much in such a short span of time that, again, every time I go through it, I pick up something new. And it also depends a lot on where you happen to be in your artistic journey. That will help kind of guide or dictate what you pick up from the course itself. And this time, of course, I decided to go through it again, but this time actually like follow along. So in the course, she does traditional art. So she does traditional like ink sketches, ink and pencil sketches. And of course, I do mostly digital art. So I was kind of adapting it to the Procreate program. But she says something that kind of puts a term to the way that I draw anyways, or the way that I sketch anyways, and that is creating from observation. So the different methods of sketching are, you look at a thing, whether it's a picture of the thing or real life, and you draw what you see, and you try to get your drawing to match up with what you see as best as you can. So basically try to make it as realistic as possible. Then there's also creating from imagination, which is you just draw whatever happens to be in your mind. So making it perfect or making it realistic or anything like that kind of doesn't matter because it's not a real thing and you're allowed to just play. And then somewhere between the two, somewhere in the middle, is creating from observation. And this is where you look at a thing and you've decided that you're going to sketch or do a study of that thing, but you're going to put your own twist on it. It's going to be your own stylized vision or how you see that thing. And that is kind of my drawing style anyways, because that's kind of how I draw everything. Whether it is something that I am creating from scratch, I still use references, or a study that I'm doing, or like a fan art that I'm doing, no matter really what it is. I always want to take the thing that exists in real life and put my own spin on it, create it in my own style. So what I chose to do is, she does a lot of like sea life and fish and things like that, and I love her finalized sketches. I wanted to do like a sea life drawing, but I didn't want to do fish, and I also wanted to do a few studies of something that I have never drawn before to kind of get myself out of the rut that I kind of felt like I was in, get myself out of my comfort zone, kind of push myself to really actually observe a thing because I've never drawn it before. So the very first one that I did was a set of birds. Now I've drawn birds before, but I haven't drawn these particular birds before. And I did also want to make color sketches. They're not supposed to look like finalized paintings, but I did want them to have color so that they had a little bit of information about like volume and shape and shading and color. So I did a seagull and I did this tern. I think it's a tern. I'm actually not sure what this other one is called. I'm going to have to look that up and put it on the screen. But these are the 2 that I did, and I think both of these sketches took me about 20 minutes each. And then when I felt like I was pretty well warmed up, even though I'm not super happy, the seagull I think turned out okay, but the secondary bird, I'm not entirely happy with the result. Again, it is perfectly fine to make sketches or studies that you're not happy with because it's all just a learning process. And for me, the act of creating it and then just moving on was pretty important. So I set myself a pretty tight time limit to just create and not put pressure on myself to be perfect, and to just move on and not care how I felt about the final result. So I created these 2 birds, and then I moved on to creating hermit crabs. And this was the second set of sketches that I did using this course, and I really like the end result, to be honest. I think it was the only thing that I made in January that I liked. I'm not entirely sure why I've never drawn hermit crabs before, because I think that they are adorable, and drawing them, the drawn versions, in my personal opinion, are even more adorable. So I was very happy with these results, and I went with more of like an ink and marker style. And again, each sketch took me about 20 minutes. I wanted to keep to a tight timeline. Again, I wanted to keep to sketch and move on. And I was happy with the results. And overall, I think that this course, she talks a lot about sketching as a daily practice, which of course a lot of artists do. And I know that it's something that helps a lot of artists, whether you are in art block or you want to get better at art, or you just want to keep the habit of creating up. A daily sketching practice is vitally important to a lot of artists. I do think that for me, it's not. One, because it doesn't fit into my lifestyle. I am a stay-at-home mom with 3 young children, so it's not entirely possible for me to sketch every single day. And also because I do get burnt out. Especially if I am sketching just for the sake of sketching, and I don't really want to be doing it. I can very easily get stuck in the rut of like, I just don't want to draw or paint anything anymore. So I think that it's important for, even when you're following a course like this, or even when you have an artist that you look up to and you love to follow their advice, I think that it's really, really important to take everything that they say and put it through the filter of your life and how you personally process things, how you personally like things to be done, how things affect you, and whether or not it fits into your lifestyle. And then you can kind of go from there and make the art practice work for you in a way that it makes you happy to actually create art. So in the end, again, I love this course. I will probably go through this course several more times just because I really enjoy the process of it. And every time I go through it, I feel like I pick up something new. I love her way of teaching, and I'm going to leave a link to the course itself. I know I should have said this at the top, but I will say it now. This is not a sponsor. I don't know her personally. I literally am just a customer. And this is just, I guess, a rave review. But I'll leave a link to the course in the description box below. I'll also leave a link to her Instagram profile in the description box below. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. If you have any comments or questions, or even suggestions for tutorials or courses that I should follow along with in the coming year, please leave those down below. And I will see you next time. Thank you.